and the hello everyone, thanks for watching this video and welcome to the first video of Python playlist. And the scope of this video is to understand the data type in Python. Okay, here we are going to understand the data type and as well as we are going to do the implementation for each and every data type. Okay, so throughout this course or throughout this playlist, I am going to use the Python version is 3.8.6 and IDE that I am using is PyCharm, which is the open source community edition. Okay, this is the quick recap of the number system. As everyone know and you might be also knowing that this is the number system where from 0 1 to 3 will tends to the plus infinity, where 0 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 tends to the minus infinity. So basically if I will say x tends to plus infinity means that I am just moving here. If I will say x tends to minus infinity means I am just moving here. If I will say x belongs to plus infinity to minus infinity, meaning the number from this one. Okay, here for each number we have their respective inverse. Like for 1 the inverse is minus 1. 1 plus minus 1 equal to 0. For 2 inverse is minus 2. 2 plus minus 2 equal to 0 respectively. For all the number they have the respective inverse. Whereas 0 we don't have any inverse because we don't have anything called plus 0 or minus 0. 0 means 0, neither it's positive nor is negative. So this concept we will use throughout the this playlist or throughout the video. So just for a quick recap I have just kept it here. Okay, so now coming to the what is the integer. So integer are the whole number which tends to plus infinity to minus infinity. Whole number means 1 2 3 4 5 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 5. So all the whole number which is belongs to which is from plus infinity to minus infinity. Whole number does not means that it is fraction number, neither it means that it is a decimal number. Whole number means only 1 to 3 or minus 1 to minus. In Python, the keyword is reserved for integer is int all in small. Okay. So if we will write any variable, if we will declare any variable which is supposed to be integer type, then Python will say this is int type. Okay. Now let's come to the our IDE. Okay, here we are going to write the integer. Okay, so suppose that I have created one variable my int equal to. Okay, if you see we don't have to write this one int my int equal to 10, because as soon as you will assign 10, Python is super intelligent to understand that okay this 10 is integer. Okay, just for checking we can do the print here. First we are going to print the value. Second we are going to print the type of my, and that also we are going to print it here. So if now I have declared one variable called myInt, assigned the value as a 10, printing the myInt value and printing the type of myInt. Let me run this program. If we will run here, it is printing value is a 10, class is int, means this is the integer type. That's all, right? So this is basically 10. In same way, if we print here minus 1, okay, and run, it will say integer only because minus 1 is also integer and minus 1 is whole number, right? So let This block is for integer. Now coming to the second concept, which is a float. Float is also belonging from plus infinity to minus infinity. Only difference is that float means decimal number 10.1, 10.12, 1.1, 1.34. Same as minus also. So all the number which comes with the decimal is called float. And in Python, the keyword is reserved for that is float, all in small. So that is float. Float. Just copy this one. Integer instead of integer, float. Here it will be float. Now I am going to say here, let's change the variable name which is dedicated for float value. Now if we will put minus 1.0, it should print minus 1. Float. Class type is float. It is printing from here to here. If you see, it is printing minus 1.0 as well as class is float. Same way, just remove the minus and you put 10.1. Anything number having is decimal is called float only. It is printing 10.1 and it is the float value. So this is the way. So Python is automatically understanding that okay, as soon as we will give 10.1, Python will understand okay, this is the float. And to check what Python is understanding, that is one function is called type. Inside the type we are passing the variable and the printing float. In Python, a string is denoted as a str. Str is the reserved keyword in Python to identify the string. String can be, okay, let me declare the string. So string can be declared into the two way. First way is with double quote. Second way is single quote. So my string, I am declaring string like this one, API Pothi. Okay, and I am just printing this one. Now run. If you see here, it is start API Pothi, class type is string and end. So here I am just declaring the string as a in double quote. Same thing I can achieve through the single quote. More on a string we will be understanding when we are going to learn the string in detail. Now I have enclosed the API Pothi inside the single quote. Let's run this. Now if you see, it is still saying the str means string type. So string can find into the two way, either inside the double quote or inside the single quote, right? Now coming to the third data type, which is list. Okay, as again we will be going to learn these are all data type in very clear and broad way. Here we are just targeting the data type area. Okay, so we are not covering entire entire structure or entire characteristics of list. We are only trying to understand that how to declare the list or how Python is going to understand that okay, this is the list or not. Okay, so here again coming to the what is the list. So for list we can store multiple data type or multiple value into the one data type. Okay, the characteristics of the value which we have inserted into the list is the list is storing the value into the indexed way. Like if you trying to fetch the index 0, it will give you the first value. it will trying to get the index 1, it will give you the second value. Similar fashion, if you trying to get the index of 5, it will give you the sixth value because index start from 0. Another characteristics is list value is ordered and can be changeable. Once you insert, you can update, delete also. And list is allowing the duplicate value also, means you can insert the duplicate value inside the list. But the scope of here is in this video, right? So here just we are going to copy. This is the list API Pothi play list. Okay. So to declare the list, we need to put the value inside the bracket. Okay. And since I am going to declare as a string list, so I am just keeping here. So API Pothi playlist, we have the Java 8, we have the Java 9, we have Spring Boot and microservice. As well as we will be having design patterns, and then we have the interview program, and also we will be having the linked list. Last but not least, we have the Apache Kafka. So this I have just created. I just kept the list of all playlists in API Pothi. Just copy the variable, keep it here, and then just try to run. Okay. So let me run this one. So if you see, list is starting. So list value I am just printing it here. The data type is list. Okay. So the value square. Coming to the next data type, which is the dictionary. Dictionary is great because it stores the value in key and value pair. Like I am a customer, I am just ordering multiple book from the website. So for my customer ID, there are multiple book IDs getting associated, right? So key and value pair, how you wanted to create it, right? So this dictionary is supporting the key and value pair in Python. DIST all in lowercase is reserved for the dictionary to identify the dictionary. Now question is how to declare the dictionary. Dictionary is as we understood that, okay, it is the key value pair. So we are going to keep here in key value pair only. So for that, instead of this bracket, square bracket, we will be having the curly braces. Value remains same. Key, and the value would be how many video are there for the respective playlist. So good. So now here we need okay, so this Java 8 is the string type. I am making this as a key. For this key, value would be how many video of Java 8? We have the 6 video for Java 8. And Java 9, we have the also 6 video. For Java 5 also we have the 6 video. In same way we have the microservice. For that we have the 23 video including one project. For design patterns we have almost 10 video. Okay. Interview singly linked list, let me check how many videos are there. Singly linked list 15 video. Apache Kafka, how many video we have? 12 video. So 12 video. So I have created one dictionary where key I have kept as a playlist name and value I have kept as a how many videos are available for this playlist. So this is the API Pothi playlist video dictionary I am trying to create. And then let me copy this one, paste. The program ran successfully. This is the dictionary value, it is printing it, and the class type is DICT, which stands for dictionary in Python. So we understood how to declare the dictionary as well. Now the next interesting data type is tuples. For tuples, the reserved keyword is TUP in the Python. And what is the tuple? Tuple is also same as list and set only, with some excluded some characteristics. But it basically store the all the value into the single variable. Otherwise, it has some order, like it is maintaining the order, but the value should be unchangeable. Anyhow, that we are going to learn in brief way, but just trying to understand that how to declare the tuple in the Python, right? So in order to declare the tuple inside the Python, we will be just copying the list value because list and tuple will be almost same. Copy here, paste it. Oh my God. Copy just to identify this is for tuple code. Okay. Instead of square bracket, we are going to put the this bracket. Okay. And that is nothing but our tuple. So API Pothi playlist tuple. Okay. Copy. Okay. Let me run this one. If you see here, tuple value is printing, class type is tuple. So tuple generally we will declare as a this bracket. Okay. Now next interesting data type is set. In order to declare the set in Python, we will be having the reserved keyword is called set, all in small. Characteristics for set is it is unordered, unchangeable, depends upon the Python version. In some version Python we can change the value and some version we cannot change. We will learn in brief way. And this is the uni-indexed. Now let us see how we can declare the set also. Now if you see whatever the variable we have declared, we have never kept the variable data type anywhere. We are just letting Python understand that what is the data type. To use tuple, but I have never mentioned that this is the tuple, right? So I'm just letting Python know only letting Python decide that which data type it's supposed to be, and it is detecting correctly, which is perfectly fine. Now, it's supposed to detect correctly, right? Now, is a set, right? Yeah. Now copy the set here. For set is also interesting. We need to just change the bracket. Here we need to put the curly bracket, right? So for what we have did for, if you see the list, we have given the square bracket, okay? For tuples, we have given this bracket, and here for set we are giving the curly bracket. That's all. So here set. Okay. Now let me run this program. If you see set start set end, for set this is the value I'm printing it, and the class type is set. So we know that how to declare the set also. Okay. Now coming to the another interesting data type called Boolean. Boolean, for Boolean, reserved keyword is BOOL, all in lowercase, reserved in Python. For Boolean we have the two possible value, either true or false. So let's declare the Boolean value also. Here is the Boolean. Copy, paste, check is true. Okay, so I'm just asking if 10 is greater than 9. If it is true, then it should return the true, and data type should be Boolean. Here it's supposed to return the true. If you see, it is returning the true and data type is Boolean. 10 is greater than 20. It should return the false. It is returning the false. Data type is Boolean. So this is the Boolean. And now coming to the where to we use which data types. This is the all data types we have learned how Python is able to understand the respective data types. Okay. But when to use which data types, that also matters. When we want to perform any text related operation, we definitely go for string. For in Python we have the str, reserved keyword for string. Similar way, if we want to perform any number related operation, we need to go for integer, float, complex. Complex is the function. For that int, float and complex is the data type reserved. If we want to perform any sequence related operation, we will be going to use the list, tuple, range. Range is the another function. For that, list, tuple and range is the data type reserved. For any mapping related operation, because dictionary is having the key value pair, so where we are going to use the dictionary. DICT is the data type reserved for the dictionary in Python. For set operation, we have the sets, from sets function. Set and from set is the data type reserved. Similar way for Boolean and binary type, we have the respective data type reserved in Python. We're going to learn each function in detail. So this video is all about data type. Thanks for watching this video.